Good morning. It's early. We're up at the irrigation field. We've got to move a traveler, deal with a big mud hole, I guess. At least that's what we found last night. We'll see what it looks like in the morning and keep her moving. So it was running when I just pulled into the field, but it's got to be just about ready to shut itself down. Raining. Well, we're moving, man. This is some really nice looking corn in here. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm curious if the other variety is tasseling as much or what, but we'll get up there with the tractor after we pull the gun out a little bit. I don't know why we've got such a big mud hole here. Like, this was all dried up, and then yesterday after our first run it filled up with water. We've had water here when we were irrigating before, but not this bad. What happened? I didn't see anything spraying out of the pipe when it was still running when I looked this morning. I don't know where all this came from. It's clear like it's been sitting here for a while. Full send. Okay, we got it pulled out and we're back around for the next pull. Do you guys see that spot right over there where the corn all of a sudden gets taller? That's our variety change. So there's 112-day corn down there. Everything in front of it here is 110-day. And they're about the same. The 110 maybe a little bit farther along tassel-wise and pushing them out and pollen shed and stuff, but not by a lot. Look at that. Look at that pollen falling off of those tassels. It's awesome. And then yesterday, I shared with you that we have some tar spot coming in here on this corn. And I'm not going to walk in there and find it because, well, I'll tell you why in a second. But some of you may be surprised, or there's general consensus, or I don't even know if it's consensus. There's a general feeling in the farm world that if you are dry, disease pressures are going to be minimal and you won't get very much disease. And we're clearly dry given the fact that we are irrigating and have been irrigating. And it's the, 12th, 13th of July. We're making our third pass on this field. Like, we've been fairly dry. We've had a little bit of rain, but not a lot. But look at how wet these leaves are right now. You see that? That's all from the dew. They're just soaked. So I'm not walking out there because I'll get soaked. But that is perfect for disease development. There's a little black spot. I don't know if that's tar spot or not. If it rubs off with your fingernail, it is not tar spot. It is probably bug poop. If it's embedded into the leaf tissue and does not wipe off, it's tar spot. That one wiped off. So anyway, that's why the disease is an issue and why we're going to spray fungicide. So let's fire this thing up, and then we got to walk through the mud to get back to the pickup. All right. So now that we got the irrigation stuff running, that's going to be done around 4 o'clock. We've got to get the bean planter ready to be cleaned up. So we're going to work on that here this morning. I have, there's a few beans left in it from when Phil was finishing up replanting. Like a bag or two's worth is all. And I have some open bags, leftover plot seed stuff down in my seed warehouse. We're going to go get those. We're going to throw them in the planter, and then we're going to take everything out to the weed stubble and plant it out. They're not really double crop beans because there's about a 0% chance that we're going to harvest them, but we're going to plant them and get rid of the seed and use it as a cover crop stuff. So, I'm going to get those beans. That's what we got. It kind of looks like a lot, but it's not. There's not very much in there. So we'll go plant them out, and then we'll be done with this bean planter. Get it cleaned up and put away. You know, our 8RX is a sweet tractor, but I did kind of miss this one. I really like this tractor. It's so nice and smooth. Oh. Okay, I haven't really planted any beans this year, but I have in the past, so. Well, I probably need to, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff we gotta do. We gotta engage this one and this one. And this one? No, this one. Doesn't have that one. I don't know. Are we planting yet? Planter monitor. No, we're not planting. Okay. Well, we'll get it figured out here. She's yelling at me all kinds of crazy. For whatever reason, I have a really hard time getting this thing to plant. Well, I think I figured it out, but you see those things moving there? See how they start and then they stop? That's the drive for the seed. And then it goes for a while and then it quits. And now it's gonna go. Well, there it stopped for a second. So I'm trying to figure out why, right? What's causing that? Well, I found this page here in the test stuff. And if you watch this wheel speed sensor, every now and then, it clicks over to inactive. It's getting better the farther I go. Problem is then you get these stupid pop-ups telling you it's not planting. There, it went to inactive. When it does that, it stops planting. And so there's a wheel speed sensor. I think that's the problem. It's the wheel speed sensor. If I was planting these and actually cared about harvesting them, I would be very concerned about that. But we're just trying to get rid of seeds. So we've got to make this work for next year. See that plate with all the notches in it? That's a sensor plate. And right here is a wheel speed sensor. I think either that sensor is bad or a connection's bad or something, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm almost positive that's the problem, because there it went inactive, our motor stopped, now it's active, and they start right back up. I tried to wiggle some stuff and look at it there when I was out, but no luck fixing anything, so we're going to make a note of that. I think we can make it work long enough to get the seed out of the planter here, because like I said, we don't have much. But we're going to have to put a new one on or fix that before next year, so we'll need to make a note of that. Well, this is super annoying. Can you see that little map? See those little blue specks? That's where it's planting. It's just like it's coming on and off, coming and going. That sensor's clearly bad. Just get empty. Our little tank warning's on. There's not much seed left. Well, it's gotten better as we go. It still stops every now and then, but I'm pretty sure we're empty anyway. I haven't seen really anything on my bar graph for quite a while, so we're gonna stop up here at the end. We made 2 rounds, kind of peppered in 2 rounds, but we're gonna open the doors up on the bottom of the tanks and shouldn't really get anything out of it. All right, well, either nothing's gonna come out of here or it's just gonna pour out. Nothing. Come on. There we go. That's it. That's all that's left when you plant it empty. A little bit there. All right. Am I in far enough? Barely. All right, we are going to get this thing cleaned up. We're not going to do it today because I don't feel like it. No, because Brock's not here. That's why. But yeah, we got to pull the seed plates out and just give it a good power washing, and we'll go stash it in the new barn. Okay, where'd we leave off? We finished planting those beans, I think. I think that's where we left off. I've spent an hour and a half on tech support for our record-keeping software that has decided that we no longer have a subscription, even though our subscription doesn't end until January. And they basically blame somebody else, so unresolved. I'm not very happy about that, but it is what it is. So we're done. We're done on the phone for today. We need to go scout some corn. So I've got fungicide spray to put on. Yeah. The Haggie's coming maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. And we got to figure out what all we got to get sprayed. So we're gonna go look at a lot of cornfields here and figure out what's got disease in it and what doesn't, and what's timing-wise ready and what's not. We're gonna start right across the road. All right. So this is 103-day corn. It is 03B96. This is the candy corn, for those of you that remember from last fall, that super dark green, beautiful looking corn that we had, green. This is that hybrid. This hybrid has crappy stalks though. It doesn't stand very well, and so it's been in the planned fungicide pass from the get-go. It's gonna get sprayed. It's timing-wise, it's time. Like, we've got active pollen shed, we've got silks out. It is time to spray this corn. It's gonna get done regardless of whether I find any tar spot out here or not. But let's look for some tar spot and see what we got. So we're definitely starting to see some lesions. There's one right at the tip of my thumb there. There was some on this leaf up here. There's one. There's one. It's here. It's here. So spray it. You can see all the pollen laying on the leaves. There's a lot of pollen flying in this field right now. We could use some rain. That would be helpful. But overall, this corn looks pretty good. Okay, this is the very, very first planted field. We actually have a split planter out here. This is the only one where I did that. We've got some 108-day 08R52, and we've got some 111-day 11V76. And we're going to try and find a split. And it's probably right there, judging by the look of those two rows. Find it down here. And look at both hybrids and see. I also grabbed my little phone magnifying glass thing so that I can try and zoom in on this disease and show you a little better. All right, let me find the my rows. I'm pretty sure this is the split. We've got the 08R52 over here, 11V76 on this side. And let's take a look. That one's bird poop or bug poop. That's not tar spot. The tar spot is actually embedded into the leaf tissue. It's not just a speck sitting on top of it. It doesn't wipe off. Here we go. Like that. That one wiped off. Not that one. That one maybe. Let me look. So there's a spot. I've got the lens on. There was another one right there, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. This is zoomed in on a corn leaf. There's the other spot right there. 20x zoom. You can see how that's in the actual tissue. It's not just on top because you can see the leaf hairs. I wonder if I can... Wow, look at that. Nope, that didn't work. Switched cameras on me. Pretty cool. I mean, the whole finding tar spot thing is not cool. But the fact that I have a lens that I can zoom right in on it, that's kind of cool. So, I'm seeing it on both sides. There's some on this leaf here as well. So, this field needs sprayed. It's on my list to be sprayed. Timing-wise, yeah, it's time. Okay, plants are cool. Lesson of the day. Check this out, right? 11V76 on this side. Look at the brace root structure. Notice how those brace roots come out and go straight down. Like that one there, you can even see it through the crack down there. They go down. Now this one's trying to go out a little bit because it's going through those leaves there. Can't get into the ground, but they're trying to go down. Now look at this one, the 08R52 on the other side. Look how much those sprawl and just spread out before they hit the ground and go down. And look at this one here is the nodal roots from the node below that actually grew up and then sent out roots down. That's just totally different structure. That's cool. All right, next field here. We are in a field of 04G36, which was also planted in April. It's really early. This happens to be a very, very short corn, as you can tell by the fact that I'm basically tassel height here. That's just genetics. This one is short. It's just the way this genetics is. It also is one of our artesian hybrids, which is kind of Golden Harvest's water tolerant, drought tolerant, water optimization traits, where it's supposed to do better in drought conditions. So should do well this year. We will see. And it happens to be a little bit of a better against tar spot than some of the other hybrids. So let's take a look here. Right there's a spot. Maybe not. That one wiped off pretty easy. But there's some. Right there's one. A little bit. This field here, it was kind of up in the air. It's the right time to spray it with a fungicide if we're going to spray it. But this hybrid doesn't always respond as well as some others to a fungicide. And so I had kind of had this one on the maybe list. And if I find tar spot out here, we'll spray it. If not, we might skip it. Or, yeah. Just depends on the severity, I guess. But tassel time, the timing is right. So the growth stage of the corn is kind of critical as far as when we spray fungicides and stuff. Obviously, I did some early, some V5 stuff. Drop my thing. But now it's the R1 timing where you've got silks exposed and you're shedding pollen. That's kind of the ideal timing. It's just I can't do it with my sprayer, right? This corn's too tall. I'll break it off if I try and drive through it. So it's more expensive because we have to hire somebody. But anyway, if we waited until the silks are brown or later in the season when it's starting to fill the kernels out, you don't get as big of a return. The payback isn't necessarily always as good, although tar spot may change that equation some. And if you spray it too early, you lose protection later in the season when you really need it. And so getting that timing just right is an important thing to do. And well, we're trying to do the best we can. Honestly, this one's pretty clean. There is some, like there's a spot right there, but I have to look a lot harder to find it in this field. So I'm not sure what we should do here. Kind of looks like it might rain. Think we could get that lucky? I don't know. I pulled an ear when I was in there. I was going to show you something really cool on how you could tell this corn hasn't pollinated yet. But I think I'm going to end up telling you how you can tell that it has pollinated based on what I'm seeing here. So I very, very carefully am pulling the husks off. Let me finish. Okay, so I got all the husks peeled off. And you can see all the silks, and they're all growing. They came out the end of the silks there. Each one of those is attached to a kernel. Once pollen has made it down the silk into the kernel, ovule at the time, the silk detaches. So when you shake it, you carefully peel it back and you shake it. If the silks detach and they come off of the kernel, that kernel is pollinated. That's how you can tell. Okay, so we've got some of those that are going to fall off there, but a lot of them are still attached. So we're like mid-pollination on this ear of corn. And you can tell that there's a lot more silks attached to the tip of the ear than to the butt of the ear. The butt is always going to pollinate first, and it will make its way out to the tip. And yeah, we're moving right along here. So looks good, but still got a long ways to go. But we're just starting to tassel, so we got lots of available pollen or days left to finish it. That right there is a pretty cool shot because you can see that the silks on the tip of the ear are still really short, and they get longer and longer the farther back you go until they're completely gone and disconnected and laying down there on the ground because they're already pollinated. It doesn't get any better than that for demonstrating how the silks grow out of the ear. The longest ones are always here. They keep growing and growing and growing until they get pollen, and then they fall off. And the last ones to emerge are the ones right on the tip, which is why a lot of times the tip of the ear doesn't pollinate, and you get what they call tip back. When they don't pollinate, it's because the silks didn't grow fast enough and there's no pollen left by the time they make it out of the husks, and it doesn't pollinate. So I think that's cool. So I went ahead and stripped them all off, and now we can look at it. We can count the number of kernels and the length, and we can count rows around, and from there we can figure out the yield, right? So that ear is 16 rows around. The row I counted was 46 kernels long. That's a nice ear if it fills out. This one tends to have a long, slender ear more than a short, fat one. Just genetics again. But the potential is there for a good crop. Got a few raindrops. It looks like rain. It doesn't. It kind of looks like it's past us thing. We're gonna chill out in the barn for a few minutes so we don't get stuck out in a major downpour. We'll check out the radar. Well, look at that. It actually might rain. Oh, that stuff missed us. Was this stuff way back here? No. It's building. Maybe. What the hell? What a deal! We're gonna get a little rain. Probably should go shut the irrigation off, eh? We'll wait till after it's over. Rainy afternoon. Cheers. Our porch may not be deep enough. Gotta go in the shop. This is gonna work. What a deal. Well, this might actually add up to something. What was that? No idea. The wind was blowing that way. Now it's blowing that way. It's all coming right back. We're gonna get twice as much. So we're up to a little over 3/10 here. We can shut the irrigation off. It's got about 2 hours to finish the run. Problem now is getting there because we got to go through the river or through the mud now. I can shut the pump off, or the pump off from here, but I can't shut the generator off. So, yeah. We'll figure it out, I guess. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to wait until it stops raining and then go up there and do it, but we'll do what we got to do. The rain has ended. We got 6/10 of an inch out of that in the last half an hour. That is, how lucky can we be? That is awesome. We got to go shut our pump off, though. Well, make sure it rained up at the field we were irrigating and shut our pump off. Oh, it's not over. It's still raining. Shut the window. We got to get there before the river comes up so that we can get to the pump or to the generator. You guys, it's suspiciously dry up here. You see that moist band at the base of the stalks? Well, that's because the rain funnels down the corn plants, but it didn't even get the ground in between the rows wet. It didn't rain here. No. I mean, did it rain? Yeah, but barely. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Guess we'll keep watering corn. Well, the rain ends, the sun comes out, dries stuff up. Now it's hot and humid, so it's what it is. We've got to go up and do irrigation stuff. I was going to get in the truck to go up the field, but I don't take mine. I take the other black truck. So we got that tank. We got to get it unhooked somewhere, and then we'll head up there and keep watering corn because it didn't rain there. Man, this Farm HQ box is awesome. Like, I get up here right when I need to. We got what, 6 feet left, 10 feet, and it shuts the pump down if something goes wrong with that. It is awesome when things are working the way they're supposed to, and we finally got that working the way that it's supposed to. I'm super happy with it. So just a couple minutes, this will be done, and we'll get her spun around. We've got a full pull going that way. It's 4 o'clock, so if I get it started by, say, 4:30, 10 hours from 4:30 is 2:30 in the morning. That's not fun. Okay, I got the gun pulled out and the tractor to the next lane. I have made the personal health decision to not start this up right now because I don't want to come out here at 2:30 a.m. So we're going to come back up here tonight at 10:30 and start it, because then it will be done a little after 8 tomorrow. And that is much more reasonable. Plus, it almost looks like it might rain again. So we'll hope for that, but I'm not counting on it. Look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. Oh, focus on them. 6 of them. I have no idea what kind of planes there are or what they are. I don't know. They could be Blue Angels for all I know, but that is sweet. I'm fueling the generator. It's raining a little bit. We got clouds. Come on, just pour. 1/2 inch right here. I'll take it. Well, this isn't significant yet, but it is a steady rain. Maybe we won't even have to come back and start it up tonight. We can wait until the morning. That would be even better. It's still raining here. I mean, awesome. Anyway, I gotta go. I just got a call a little bit ago from one of my Golden Harvest people. We are hosting some meetings this week, Golden Harvest is, with a gentleman by the name of Chris Weaver. And if any of you recognize that name, you may from the Podfather TV series. It is a something similar to the Corn Warriors about high-yield soybeans and stuff. Chris was the season 1 winner of the Podfather, which I guess makes him the Podfather. Anyway, he's a Golden Harvest dealer, and he's putting on some soybean clinics for us this week. There's one tomorrow that I am going to up in Concord, Michigan, about an hour from here. And apparently they're on their way from somewhere in Ohio to there tonight and stopping for dinner somewhat locally, and I was invited to join, so I'm going to go and do that. So thanks for watching today. Have a great night. If you have any questions and comments, leave them down below. Hit that like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. One last plug for the fundraiser that the Farm Focus is doing for the Corporal Dagan Page Foundation. $5 from every item purchased through their website goes to support the Corporal Dagan Page Foundation. Link in the description to both Farm Focused and the foundation. Go check it out. Support it. It's a really good cause. And I don't know if I'm going to make a video tomorrow or not. I'm going to be at this meeting most of the day. We may have a plane show up. We may have a Haggie show up. So if either of those things happen, there will be a video. Maybe a short, maybe a late start, but it will be a video. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you when we see you.